Coming up on Valley News now, a bizarre attempted ATM theft in Detroit Lakes. VNL investigates a possible gang tie to that incident.
The red light means we are live and ready to bring you the top Olympic highlights from the 2026 Winter Games. We'll let you see a sneak peek behind how the ice was made coming up.
Plus, a North Dakota construction company suing the federal government over unpaid funds for border wall construction. All of that coming up. Valley News Now is live. All right, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to your Valley News Now digital update. I'm Devin Fry, bringing you the latest on what we've been working on in the Valley News Live newsroom. We're going to go ahead and start with what our weather department has been looking at today. Now, as you can see, double digits above. We'll always take that, especially with what we've been dealing with for some other points of the year. We did have some bitterly cold conditions this morning, as outlined by our first alert storm team. We're going to hear from Summer Schnellbach in just a second. Lows dropping into single digits and teens below zero in some parts of our viewing area. Did warming up into the did warm up into the teens this afternoon. Good news though, warmer air is on the way. As a matter of fact, let's go to first alert storm team meteorologist Summer Schnellbach for the very latest on what we can expect on that weather front.
Everyone, I'm meteorologist Summer Schnellbach here on a pretty chilly day here in the valley, but temperatures are in the teens and 20s today, so it's an improvement from where we have been. Now, we've got a couple of clippers to talk about, a clipper parade, if you will. We had a little bit of snow last night, a few flakes earlier today, a few more tonight. It's not going to accumulate to much, less than a quarter of an inch for any areas that do see snow. So not needing to bust out the shovel or anything for this go around. Tomorrow, we see morning temperatures in the teens to near 20, so not falling much overnight. In fact, some areas warming a little bit. And then highs for our Wednesday in the 20s. And another clipper in parts of northern Minnesota. Could see just a couple of flakes, most of it remaining to the north in Canada. Then for Thursday, we warm up even more. High temperatures in the 30s to near 40 degrees with another clipper. This one again in northern Minnesota, and with that warmer air mass in place, we can see a little bit of wintry mix. Quieter for the weekend, temperatures staying in the 20s. We'll break down your full extended forecast tonight on Valley News Live.
Thank you so much for that, Summer. How about a round of applause for Summer? If you're watching at home, make sure you tell Summer at some point that you gave her a round of applause for going outside, going out into the elements to show us exactly what we're dealing with. She certainly didn't have to do that. I might have suggested it, but she didn't have to listen to me. Now, let's get into some of the headlines that we've been working on in the Valley News Live newsroom today. This one, a very bizarre incident that happened in Detroit Lakes. 4 Colorado men are now facing felony charges after attempting to hack into an ATM in Detroit Lakes. Valley News Live is also investigating a possible gang connection. More details on that in just a second. Now, let's take a look at these here. These are the men involved in this incident. Authorities arrested the suspect Saturday at a bank in Detroit Lakes. They're accused of using a sophisticated technique called jackpotting. Now, what that is, people will break into the machine's internal computer and then use a code to force it to dispense cash without ever providing an ATM card. Detroit Lakes Police Chief Steve Todd says that the investigation's ongoing, and he says that investigators have provided information to local, state, and federal agencies. Now, that's where it starts to get interesting here. Valley News Live's Courtney Lockie has been investigating a possible connection to a Venezuelan criminal organization. She joins us now with some more details.
This isn't the first time this type of crime has hit our area. Just last November, investigators connected a near-identical ATM jackpotting arrest in West Fargo directly to Tren de Aragua. Henry Tice was stopped with $24,000 in cash, accused of hitting up an ATM at Gate City Bank. Around the same time, 2 other men were arrested in South Dakota in connection with the case. Investigators believed they too were part of the same dangerous criminal organization. TDA is heavily implicated in a large-scale nationwide ATM jackpotting scheme in the U.S. The criminal organization is documented to have a presence in Colorado, specifically within the Denver metro area where these men are from. Federal and local law enforcement have called the area ground zero for their operations in the U.S. Detroit Lakes Police Chief Steve Todd tells me the investigation is ongoing, so the department can't comment on specifics. He did say they provided information to other local, state, and federal agencies. He adds investigators are serving search warrants on the 2 vehicles involved.
Courtney Lockie there with the latest. She's been following this one since we got that information this morning. She's going to have more throughout the night on Valley News Live and, of course, on our news app, on our website, Facebook page, wherever you get your information. You're going to be able to find it pretty easily from us. We try to make it as convenient for you as we can. Moving on to some more headlines this morning, or this afternoon, I should say. A Dickinson construction company is suing the federal government for more than $6 million in unpaid border infrastructure work. Fisher Sand and Gravel filed the lawsuit in the U.S. Court of Federal Claims against the Department of Homeland Security and Customs and Border Protection. The company completed a $116 million contract for infrastructure work at the U.S.-Mexico border near El Paso, Texas. We did report on this when they got that contract as well, so if you want more details on the company in general and the initial contract, you can find that on our website as well, valleynewslive.com. The work included road construction, ground detection systems, and erosion control. Border Protection inspected and accepted the work in March 2024, but 3 days later, the agency ordered Fisher to suspend all work, including invoicing. The agency cited a federal court injunction in Texas. Fisher is now seeking the remaining contract balance of $6.3 million plus interest. The company's been operating since 1952. Again, you can find more information on this. All of that information came from the criminal complaint filed in that court earlier this month, or should I say last month. Now we're in February. So that was filed in January. We have a much more in-depth information on this story right now on our website. The Fargo City Commission has approved the next phase of design for the 12th Avenue Bridge over the Red River. We have some video from the commission meeting. We'll go ahead and get that up so you don't have to look at me the whole time. Commissioners approved an off-existing alignment build for the bridge. The cost is between $26 and $29 million. Traffic engineer Jeremy Gordon says that this option requires less permanent right-of-way on the Moorhead side. It has fewer impacts at Jack Williams Stadium and is cheaper by about $3 million compared to other proposals. The current bridge was built too low to withstand Red River flooding. They also say it had poor pedestrian access and its pavement is in poor condition. Project design is projected to be completed in January of 2027. No local dollars have been assigned to this at this point yet, and we have also learned that federal grant funding may be available. The Cass County Sheriff's Office is moving to 12-hour patrol shifts to help increase visibility. The Cass County Commission unanimously approved Sheriff Jesse Johner's request to reclassify a deputy as a sergeant. The change ensures a sergeant and corporal will be on duty during all shifts. Sheriff Johner says the biggest request from the community members is visibility. He says deputies are already averaging 11-hour shifts, so not that much of an increase there. 6 deputies are stationed in cities that contract with the Sheriff's Office. 20 other patrol the 1,768 square miles of the county. The move will cost $12,000 this year. We have some new information on a wild incident from the weekend. A Grand Forks man now facing felony charges after crashing into a traffic signal pole. We had this on our website and basically all of our platforms earlier this week. Orton Stewart Andrews, 45 years old, faces 2 felony DUI counts, cocaine possession, aggravated reckless driving, and criminal mischief charges. They say Andrews was driving at a high rate of speed on snow-covered roads when his Dodge Ram left the roadway. The truck struck a traffic signal pole. The pole then snapped off and fell into the roadway, striking another vehicle. The other driver taken to the hospital with neck pain. Police found 2.7 grams of cocaine in Andrews' jacket pocket as well. That's some new information that we learned from court documents. This is Andrews' 4th DUI offense. He's currently being held at the Grand Forks County Jail. And then last but certainly not least here, 2 people were hospitalized after a house fire in Fargo on Monday night. Fargo Fire Department responded to the 1300 block of 15th Street South just before 11 p.m. Firefighters arrived. The first floor, they say, was fully engulfed in flames. All residents had evacuated before crews arrived. 2 residents were transported to the hospital for treatment of smoke inhalation. 4 cats did die in the fire. The home sustained significant structural and interior damage. Additional resources were deployed to bring the fire under control. The cause of the blaze remains under investigation. On to our digital exclusive now for this Valley News Now afternoon update. This one's a fun one. Our ice desk nearing completion for our Olympic Zone show this year. Valley News Now Jessica Bringy joins us from outside to check out the progress on this ice desk. If you were here for the whole stream, you caught a little bit of it in the headlines, but you got to see this thing. It is awesome. Let's go now to Jessica for the latest on the Valley News Live ice desk.
Team North Dakota Snow Sculpting has been literally cutting through the ice since 9 a.m. today. Started work, in fact, on Monday on this work of art. You can see the Valley News Live logo out front, about 3.5 feet tall here, 6 feet wide, a little more than 6 feet wide with that diamonds carved into the side. Pretty impressive piece of work, and we're hoping it's going to withstand the cold. It's chilly right now, but we are expecting a warm up later this weekend. I'm told by the team who's still on site here. You can see they've got their tools all around. I'm told that they're looking at packing ice or snow around it to make sure that it's insulated. We also are looking at getting some sort of tent to make sure that this guy doesn't melt in time for the Olympics. As a reminder, we are shooting our ozone show right from this ice desk. That's kicking off on Saturday, but then you could expect it Monday through Fridays at 6:30. We are showing all of those slick top Olympic highlights that you don't want to miss. It's a very, very specialty, shivering, kind of cool show for you that we are very excited about. But we'll also have the finished product for you to showcase coming up in our later shows tonight.
Coming up tonight at 6, I bring you an exclusive reaction from the stabbing over the weekend. I spoke with those who work and live in the area and bring you more coming up tonight on Valley News Live.
Minnesota's precinct caucuses are scheduled to begin tonight at 7 o'clock, marking the start of the political party's candidate endorsement process. I will be at both the DFL and Republican caucuses tonight, and I'll bring you coverage tonight at 10 o'clock.
A lot of fun stuff coming up tonight. And of course, as the Olympics get ready, I'm going to be standing outside at that ice desk. So it doesn't look warm, but it looks nice. And that's what really matters, right? Stay tuned to the ozone. Now, let's take a look at the road conditions. We are running out of time very quickly on Valley News Now as we get ready for our 4 o'clock show. Duke Schindler hosting that on our I forget what they're called, TV channels. I'm so used to streaming now. That'll be on KXJB at 4 o'clock, so be sure to stay tuned. But for now, let's go ahead and take a look at what things are looking like on the roadways. If I could pull that up, there we go. As you can see, mostly green in our area. Once you get out towards Jamestown, though, that's where things start to get interesting. Now, this blue line means wet and slushy roads. Not ideal, certainly, and then some scattered snow drifts heading north from Jamestown as well on some of these county roads. So something to be aware of for those of you in our western edge of the viewing area. And then if you head up north as well, this always seems to be a theme here up by Grafton, some scattered ice on those roads. So just be sure to stay tuned. Now, let's go ahead and get you over to Valley News Live. Again, our 4 o'clock show starting in about 4 minutes here, so make sure to stay tuned. But of course, we'll have you covered on our streaming platforms, on our Facebook page, web app, wherever you get your news. We are going to have it for you. And we'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow afternoon, same time, same place for your Valley News Now afternoon update. But for now, I'm Devin Fry.